You are one of the most entrepreneurial divas I have ever met in my entire life. You are the general director of Bear Opera. You continue to perform as a singer. You have your own fitness business, VoxBod. You host on Airbnb.
Oh gosh. I mean, I'm also a fit model. I'm creating a persona that includes me saying, oh, and yes, I'm a fit model. And then I do it like a hair flip. Really what that means is I'm a mannequin for designers, just like yourself. Those all in my mind are kind of the same, like fitness, health, modeling, woo, woo, woo. And then it kind of ties over in a Venn diagram to singing. And then in the singing world, it's like my own performing, Bear Opera.
So how do you find the balance in managing all of your successful careers?
Well, I think out of necessity, you find a way to balance everything. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be self-employed, then you're really signing up for a life that lacks some stability because it's all on you. And you really have to be the one who shows up every day or decide when you're going to show up and when you're going to take a break, because breaks are just as important. I try to schedule in time for myself. That tends to be the challenge. Actually, my whole team will agree that when I get really obsessed, I'm blinders on, go, go, go. Doing the self-care is really hard, but that's also why I build into my schedule time for me, and I kind of rinse and repeat that whole thing. Stay focused.
I love that. So you recently premiered Odradek, a VR experience opera. Can you tell me some of the highs and lows of that project?
Absolutely. We're so thrilled with Odradek. We were planning on doing live, so I think the low is that we did not get to world premiere it. That also is not so much a low in a sense because we have now opened up our audience to the globe. You know, we have a worldwide audience now. That really was groundbreaking, and we had over 700 people tune in for that. To have 700 people attend one performance is just mind-blowing, I think, for a small opera company in New York City.
So do you have any more plans to produce more VR experiences?
I think we will continue on this path of innovation. We have an amazing team. Elena and Sungmin are like the kind of tech direction team behind this crazy thing we're doing. A live performance synced up from separate places around the country. So that is in and of itself a huge feat. It really is amazing what they're pulling off. And I think we're definitely going to explore it more because we don't know what the future holds. And even if we don't have to shelter in place anymore, I think this is an interesting and groundbreaking thing to incorporate into our repertoire moving forward.
So what is the best thing about having an opera company with your besties?
Oh gosh. I mean, there are so many amazing things, and then there are so many things that are not amazing. Amazing things far outweigh the less amazing things. We all are super open and honest with each other, which is a plus, which also means that when we've just had it with each other, we're like, all right, I need a break. We're able to communicate really, really well. We have to establish boundaries because we are friends first, and then we are colleagues. That's the priority. I think working with your friends means that you're open, you're honest, and ultimately that makes for better art coming out of it and certainly a more engaging product.
I love that so much.
Briana crying?
I'm so lonely.
We're gonna play a little game. I'm gonna give you 5 types of modeling. Show us your best model. Okay, so a JC Penney ad. An Instagram influencer.
So I can't even believe that this new product I've been using, it just takes at least 25 years off my face, which makes me look basically 6.
A fitness model. New York Fashion Week wearing couture. Fabulous. So I love what you do at Bear Opera. What have been some of your favorite projects and productions that you've done over the years, Miss Laetitia Ruccolo?
Well, that's hard to say. It's like if you ask a parent which child they prefer. Yeah. Maybe that very first production of the Ravel, because all my friends of New York who participated, like singers, musicians, or just people who came and supported. I love the Figaro that we did. That was a combination of Notre Figaro and Yzaguirre that was written by Yzaguirre, who is wonderful stage director. I love that last Don Giovanni that we did, and that was already, something different. We were already using technology, not even knowing that that was something that would be way more important very soon. Oh my God, the longest I've been quiet like ever.
So Briana, we met in 2008. Since then, you have been featured in a soundbite with Opera News. You made your New York City opera debut as Hannah before in As One, created the role of Mother in Blue with the Glimmerglass Festival, and reprised the role at Washington National Opera. I could go on and on, but Kerriann told me not to brag too much about our guests. What is it like balancing your singing career and the responsibilities as the communication and media director of Bear?
Woo! Well, it got a lot easier when COVID-19 hit. It's interesting, kind of why I definitely shifted into a job that can be done more remotely. And I really love it because, as you all know, like singing, you can get so in your head. It's just nice to be able to take time, even when I'm on gigs, to just shut that down, take that off and just put on a different hat and be like, okay, here's something I can get done and check off a box and just feel like I'm contributing to something and keeping in touch with my friends. Having this company has been so wonderful for maintaining our relationship. I love it. It's a challenge, and I agree with Kirsten that often the toughest part is finding time for self-care and rest, because our brains are kind of always going in a mile a minute.
You often sing at companies with bigger budgets than Bear, but what are some of the things that you think larger companies could learn from Bear and the model that you've created?
So specifically because present day is on my mind, I love the agility of a company like Bear Opera, that we are in a perfect position to always adapt and pivot if we need to, as we need to. I think bigger companies can learn a lot from smaller companies in the way of innovation. Things like your show and what Dallas Opera Network is doing, coming up with innovative ways to reach audiences. Smaller companies are able to take more risks, and that's something I really love. I think we at Bear, we always strive to put the artist as far at the top of our priority. I think it's partly part of our motivation and passion for the company in general, is to kind of change the narrative, change the landscape, change the conversation, flip the script. Can you use any of those?
That's truly amazing. I love that you guys you're able to be scrappy, but also really put forward great work with high artistic merit. When artists are in charge, there's that ethos that's so great. And I love seeing that with the three of you that I've known for, so many years now. So now we get to the fun part of the show where you get to ask me questions, and I have no clue what you're going to ask me.
Okay, are you ready, Suzanne?
I am as ready as I will ever be.
What is the weirdest smell you've ever smelled?
I'm gonna think about that. Okay, I do know this. So I went one weekend with a friend to her parents. She had this awesome, it was a boarding school for girls, back in the early 1900s. And when I was washing my hands, I kept smelling this bizarre smell. I was like, oh, it smells like rotten eggs. And I came out and I was like, you guys, there's something wrong with this water. It literally smells like rotten eggs. And now my hands smell like rotten eggs. And it was because it was a sulfur well. So apparently sulfur smells like rotten eggs. Disgusting.
I have a weird one, but would you rather, there's a bonus and a consequence to each one.
Okay.
Be able to change the color of your hair at will, but there's a weird little troll that comes in the middle of the night and takes like a clip of your hair.
What is happening?
What is that?
Oh God.
Have your toenails grow at a rapid rate, but you'd be able to eat whatever you wanted.
Oh, I'm all about this troll living in my hair. Like, it's really fun. So when I was a little kid, I used to have troll dolls. Those were like my jam. Like, forget Barbies. I was all about those trolls. I'm like you. Like, I've had so many different hairdos over the years. Yeah, like, I'm gonna need that troll.
I said the same thing.
Okay, so which kind of music do you love to listen to but you're ashamed to say?
Okay, so I used to pretend back in the day I hated pop music. I was like, I hate that. I only listen to opera. Like, even when I was in high school, I was like an opera snob. But deep down, I kind of liked Britney.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was good. Oh yeah, that was good.
Do we have any questions for one another?
But I just want to hype up my girls because I had to be quiet that whole time and it was really hard. I just wanted to say that Miss Laetitia, Frau Laetitia, is the most generous human being on the planet. She's amazing and I love her, and that's why we're all in this. Kirsten, Frau Kirsten Scott, is the Energizer Bunny. You know how toddlers just like run around and then like collapse? Like, that is Kirsten Scott. She's like constantly moving, doing something. Then like at night, she's just like, okay, I'm going to bed. Because she's done so much. It's really admirable, and she makes me always want to like amp up my work ethic.
What I want to say about Briana is that no matter where she is, she's all over the place. She's incredibly talented, a rising star in opera. So we're super lucky, one, to have her working with Bear. We get to benefit through her beautiful accomplishments. So that's like one thing that's just massively generous of her as a human. But as a friend, she is always there. Like when we're talking about work, especially, she's all these ideas. So when you're talking about Energizer Bunny, you two are that. And it's amazing what you're able to do while also juggling this incredibly demanding career. The fact that you've devoted so much time when you are in the middle of like rehearsals for Blue, the fact that you were so engaged even when that was happening was just a testament to your commitment to this company and our friendship. And so it's
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're amazing, Suzanne. This entire household is about to be supplied with extremely diva fabulous masks. Thanks to Suzanne. I went a little hog wild on your website. Now she has her surprise.
3.
Yeah.
I'm like, if we have to wear these awful things, like, let's make it fashion.
Yes.
We love Dallas
Thank you for
Opera.
inviting us. We've been watching you since the beginning.
Oh yeah, loving
I
it.
wanna
We're like taking notes.
You are an amazing diva as well, and I feel privileged to have known you all these years.
With the recent announcement of the closing of Shetler Studios after 3 decades serving the artistic community, we've been thinking about the best part of auditions in New York City: reuniting with friends. We reached out and you all heard the call. Thank you to Claudia and Arnold for recording this gorgeous cover, and to all of you wonderful, fashionable divas for submitting. Like you, I don't know what the future holds for classical music, but I can't wait to see you and support you, all of my friends, at auditions. And a shout out to Sopranos and Pants.
So far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. Doesn't help to know you're just time away. Long ago I reached for you and there you stood. Holding you again could only do me good. How I wish I could, but you're so far away. One more your song about moving along the highway. Can't say much of anything that's new. If I could only work this life out my way, I'd rather spend it being close to you. But you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. Doesn't help to know you're so far away. Traveling around sure gets me down and lonely. Nothing else to do but close my mind. I sure hope the road don't come to own me. There's so many dreams I've yet to find, but you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay